GladiaCoin, double your Bitcoins in 90 days. What an incredible concept. I want to go into this history first of Bitcoin, because some of you who are on this webinar right now, either live or watching a recording, may be hearing Bitcoin for the very first time. It was created in 2009, either by a person or a group, as you can see here, and it was done not just for the purpose of creating a currency or money, but more about the idea of making a transaction without the aid of these traditional banking systems that we're used to. And you can see like PayPal, Western Union, MoneyGram. We see the future of that has changed our industry, and now Bitcoin, which is huge. So the real value of Bitcoin, let's take a look at this. It's a global currency. And if you had been invested, just 7 years ago at about $100 worth of Bitcoin at 10 cents, that today with the average value right around $1,260 per coin would be a huge impact of $1.26 million. So that's what we've seen here as far as a real value of Bitcoin is really truly hard to say, because world economists are valuing it over the next 5 to 10 years to be upwards of $500,000, one Bitcoin. So let's take a look here. These are some of the companies that have invested in Bitcoin, and I'm sure you've recognized Visa, Google, American Express, Microsoft, MasterCard. These are huge names in the financial world. So let's talk about what are Bitcoin wallets, because this is where you will store your Bitcoins. This is also where you can buy Bitcoins. Now here, Coinbase is a US-based company that you can actually purchase, linking your bank account. You can purchase Bitcoins here, and I encourage you guys to get involved buying Bitcoin right away, because the value, if you look at it, it's going up. It's going through the roof right now. You can also buy from local Bitcoins here in the U.S. Worldwide, Zappo is a great company. Blockchain is a transactional company. I love this company. In the future, I believe they're coming out with being able to purchase Bitcoins, but this is an incredible company, one that we use a lot, and I encourage you to get your free wallets. All of these are free, by the way. So what can you buy with Bitcoins? And that's a good question. It's so interesting to me to see these names up here: Starbucks, Home Depot, Dunkin' Donuts. I had no idea that you could use Bitcoins to buy them. In fact, a friend of mine had called up Dunkin' Donuts just to check to see if it was real, and they said, yes, we do accept Bitcoin. So you're going to see more of this pay with Bitcoin as the future goes on. So we're here in the very beginning, but let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin trading and commerce, and why you're here for this meeting and learning about GladiaCoin and what they do. Okay, they recognize the market trends, and what they have done is they created a way of getting involved, buying cryptocurrency when the price is very low and selling it at a higher price. And by doing that, they make a profit on this platform that they do 24/7, okay? That's how GladiaCoin creates its percentages that they pay out. It creates its own generated wealth. And by doing that, they're able to take in Bitcoin and pay out with Bitcoin, because that's what they use to do their trading on their platform. Here's another example. They have a very high level of excellent trading experience, and their system is sustainable to generate the highest amounts of income. It's innovative by using technology that is robot designed and not using an emotional decision. So it's more of a calculated, computerized decision to get the maximum amount of financial gain. So let's take a look here now at our benefits by becoming part of GladiaCoin and getting involved in the duplication of Bitcoins. So when you do that, you have about 90 days. This program, you can choose a very low program, we're going to go into that, and a very high as 4 Bitcoins to get involved in. But it's fully automatic. In other words, you do not have to copy a hashtag ID. You don't need a receipt of the payment. It just happens automatically, and it integrates with your blockchain. And these are daily payments. As long as they exceed 0.03, you will get paid, which is roughly about $36, $37 at this point in the value of Bitcoin, and it'll come to you automatically. So without any kind of activities too, we want to make sure that you guys understand some companies will require you to do a daily task, maybe posting something on social media or doing something that you have to do every day to earn this kind of duplication process. And here we don't have that. So it's very automatic, and it's fully set up so that you don't have any pressures and things that you have to do. It allows you to do your business, and it's exclusive benefits. These are international. You can go anywhere in the world, and Bitcoin, of course, is accepted anywhere in the world, but they also have a way of paying you with a binary network, okay? From 5 to 15%, you can pay on your lesser leg, your lower leg. You'll be able to get a percentage of that value. And I'm going to get into that a little later, but all this happens in real time. It's very simple and extremely easy to do. You can do this from your tablet, your mobile phone, or your PC, 24 hours a day. Now let's talk a little bit about the ways to get paid. And here it's very simple. I've never seen a company that's gone with such a simple program of only 2 ways to earn. And this is how you do it. You can get it passively by 2.2% by you investing your Bitcoin into the program, picking a plan, a package that you like, and then every day you're receiving about 2.2% daily for 90 days until you doubled. If you did nothing at all, you would do that, okay? So here, a lot of people say, well, I'm not a recruiter, or, you know, I'm just not a person who likes to share it. Well, you don't have to. You can just come in and passively make your income. But if you're like me and you're a builder, or you see the opportunity and you know you're ahead of a curve, the whole economy is heading towards this international global currency realm, this cryptocurrency. And if you build 5 to 15% on your shortest leg, can benefit you drastically. And I'm going to show you guys what that means. So passively, you automatically, by getting involved, will double your Bitcoin in 90 days. And binary, if you do that as well, you'll earn much faster. So let's talk about how a binary works. And this is sometimes confusing for most, but here it's very simple. You only have a right and a left side. That's why they call it binaries, for 2. So your left leg, as we illustrate over here, the left leg has people already put in here. There's 3 people, but if you have 1 left, 1 right, okay, that'll create what we call a binary match, or a cycle. And then these points, whatever they came in at, let's just assume 1 Bitcoin and 1 Bitcoin. This is going to be your lesser leg, but there's 1 Bitcoin here. So if your package was giving you 5%, you would make 5% off 1 Bitcoin. And 1 Bitcoin, as we remember, was $1,260 in today's value. So you'd make 5% of that. And if you had a 15% package, you would make that, and you would make it the next day. So every time a team member either doubles and they renew their package by repurchasing, or they upgrade their package, or a new member comes in, it doesn't matter, you get paid from 5 to 15% on the binary. So here we go. Just to give you an idea, if, let's say, 100 people are in your team, whether they got involved or they upgraded, and no matter what happened, okay, you would get, if the people reinvested, or if they just came in, if 50 people came in and 50 people reinvested, you would get 100% of that paid out to you. So it doesn't matter. They keep paying 15% on that lower leg in the binary. So that's the simple process. Look how easy that compensation was. Anybody could explain that. And these packages, these are the entry-level packages. They're very simple. You can start with as little as 0.05. I don't really sell this product. I've never sold it, actually, because it doesn't double in 90 days, but this one does. And 0.10 is roughly about $126 at this day, you know, March 4th, 2017. This is about the value of a Spartacus 2. Doubles in 90 days, you get 6% on the binary and a maximum of 6 BTC limit monthly. Now here, at the next level, Spartacus 3 at 0.2, you can double in 90 days. All packages will double in 90 days, as you see. 7% on the binary, 18 BTC, which is abbreviation for Bitcoin, limit monthly. And then the most, probably the average package that most people pick is the 0.5, half a Bitcoin. And they'll have in 90 days, they're going to have a full Bitcoin in their wallet. And it comes to you automatically. But this one pays 9%. So it actually jumped from 7 to 9 here, which is huge. It's a 1 Bitcoin limit daily that you can earn that much daily, but the rest would hold over. I'm going to go into that to the next day if you did earn more than that. Okay, you'd have 24 hours to upgrade. And then here, 30 Bitcoins limit monthly. But let's talk about the top packages, okay? Pick these plans, and these are what the builders are going with. This is the first package here, the Spartacus 5 that I came on board with, and this doubles in 90 days, 11% on the binary, huge payout, and 2 BTCs, 2 Bitcoins, limit daily, 60 a month. Now, here's what my brother first commented. My brother is the last person to get involved in any network marketing company, but when he saw this and he understands the power of Bitcoin, when he saw this, he said, David, I can't ignore that this is real, this currency is valuable, and this is going to be the way of the future. He got involved at this package level, a Spartacus 6, doubled in 90 days, okay, and he earns 13% on the binary. Huge. 4 Bitcoin limit daily and 120 a month. I mean, at the value of $1,260, you know, times 120, I think we all could live very nice on that. But here's the package I have today in my partnerships and my personal spot. This right here, the Spartacus 7, doubles in 90 days. You earn 15% on the binary, 8 BTC limit daily, and then 240 Bitcoin limit monthly. Huge opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're looking at this for the first time, we are really, truly honored, and we are actually in an awesome position just to know about this. There's so little of people that even know that this opportunity would even exist. Now let's explain, what does this mean? Let's say that you went with the Spartacus 5, 1 Bitcoin. You would make 2.2 every day, and after 45 days, you've actually recovered your investment. So the next 45 days, you would be earning your second Bitcoin, okay? So you're really kind of, over the first day to 45 days, that is your, when people say, what is your risk factor? Your risk factor is 45 days. After 45 days, you are playing with the house's money. You now are to profit. You can take this and store it, to use it, you know, save it for your future, or you could sell it, your choice, turn it back into fiat currency like cash if you wanted to. Bitcoin's traded on the market, and it is just as valuable as any currency out there. So let's take a look here at, you know, what packages we had and what's actually going on in my back office. I'm going to share with you right now. So it's easy to get involved. You know, you do want to get with the person who invited you here so they can explain that to you. But this is such a simple process. Thank you for attending this section of it. Now let's go and see real life, what it looks like in your back office, and what these programs actually can look like for you. Okay, so here, this is my back office. I'm going to kind of blow this up for you guys so you can see it a little bit more. Okay, when you see this right here, you're looking at my dashboard. This is what it looks like, and you can see this mark here shows the earnings as they go across until it hits 100%. Maximum, this is a Spartacus 7, maximum it can earn is at 8 Bitcoins, okay? This is your network. This is here, the binary network. It shows you basically what your back office looks like. So in this example, I'm going to go ahead and show you when I click it. This is what it looks like. This is what you see. You have a left team and a right team. And you can see here, this is showing you that you qualify. Yes, qualified for binary commissions. Okay, and so you can look at that. You go back to the dashboard. What's nice about it is it shows you the pending referrals right here. It shows you how much you've earned in the life cycle of your position. It shows you your points on your right side, on your left side. It shows you how your wallet is set up. It shows you what leg it's going to go down, the left leg, which is the leg that I'm currently building because my right leg is gigantic. It's already built like massively. So as you see this and you start to learn on the dashboard, it's very simple and easy to use. But also look at this, okay? If you want to see like your active referrals, they're right here, pending referrals, point statement, or your financials, which I love to illustrate and show you guys. I'm going to show you my statement, okay? This is just something to give you an idea. We signed up as a Spartacus 7 right here. This was on March, no, actually, hold on, I'm sorry, February 25th. That was the first day that we got paid out at 15% because we upgraded to a Spartacus 7. And when we did that, we had 2.8 on our binary. It was on our weaker leg. We made about half a Bitcoin that day. The next day, we had 4.45 at 15% was 0.7 of Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? 0.7 on a Bitcoin? I mean, that's almost a whole Bitcoin in one day. Then here, the third day, this is the third day now, 1.8, we made 0.35. Okay, fourth day, four Bitcoin on our weaker leg, we made 0.68. Fifth day, we had 5 Bitcoins, we made 0.8. And then on the sixth day, we had 3.5, we made 0.5. On the seventh day, we had 15.1 Bitcoins on our weaker leg. That doubled. We actually at that point had reached our limit and had made 8 point on 1 week. It took us 1 week. We actually only got paid 0.5 because the rest of it went over. The difference from doubling the limit, you can see it right here. It says this is the difference. The difference was 1.8 Bitcoin, which rolled over into the next day, which we had on the next day, we had 12.8 at 15%, plus the extra 1.8 made 3.8 payout, okay? So this is our first day in a new Spartacus 7, first day, okay? And we've already upgraded. First day, we made 3.8. Now, today, we had, as of 12 o'clock, 12.6 in our binary, and we had 1.9 paid out. So this is over 5 Bitcoins. It's almost 6 Bitcoins that have already paid out to us right here. No, I think it's 5 point something. I don't know. There's so much that we've got going on, but you can see here from the time we started, just take a look. Here, it's been 2 days, and we're almost completed with the Spartacus 7. By tomorrow, it looks like either tomorrow or the next day, within 3 to 4 days, we are getting 8 Bitcoins every 3 to 4 days at this period in time because of the growth of our business. So it's pretty nice to see how valuable this is, how fast it's going to grow. In your account section, you can set up your default leg. I want to share this with you guys. It's very important when you see this. Left, right, lower. Just you can switch whichever one you want and change it. It's your choice to do that, and you can control your organization that way. Also, language, you can change your language on here. You can pick whatever language you want between Portuguese, English, and Spanish. And then, of course, you can set up a second level security as well if you'd like to do that as well. It is right here for you to be able to pick. Now, let's talk about a little bit about the binary and going and seeing how the organization is set up. If you do this and you kind of look at the way the structure is, you can click on sections and just click on them, and when you click on them, they come to the top. So now you can see how that organization looks. Or you click on this one, and it takes this one to the top. You can see how that organization, and you can go down that organization looking in this section just by clicking on them. So now you see how they're set up. This one here is only working one side. They're going to have to start building over here so they can make that binary match. See, they're not qualified. They're not qualified here. There's a no right here in the lower left. So that being said, I want to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like before I drop off this webinar for you guys. I want to show you guys a little bit of what it looks like, or what it looked like to us when we exceeded the amount of Bitcoins that we had in that 8 Bitcoin maximum. When we exceeded that, right here it shows you 1.810. That's huge to be able to see that and know that that was right there waiting for us the next day. We had about a 24-hour period to be able to upgrade so we would capture that. So you can see here, this is what it looks like, totally filled out. We did that in 7 days, ladies and gentlemen. So it's very exciting to see this is capable of being done. You know, obviously, it's exciting for us to even be a part of this company and for you guys to learn about this at this period of time. I want to show you this last thing just to give you some ideas of what these percentages and these values look like. Remember, I was showing you guys in the very beginning when we started with a Spartacus 7 what those numbers looked like. Well, here you can see this is the first day, and it was on 225, okay, and it was a 2.8 on the binary. We went to half a Bitcoin, right? Well, if we go to our blockchain wallet, this is our blockchain wallet, and we put in our code. Hold on one second. And this will actually show you exactly what it looks like. So you can see, you know, what a blockchain wallet looks like, and it'll kind of give you the transactions in real time. So you can see now this, I'm going to take you right down to when we open this up with my partnership here. Here it is, February 19, and you can see the number here is, the value is about, let's see here, that's when I started right here. Here we go, Bitcoin wallet, here it is right here. 203. $369. You can see the amounts of money that are coming in here. And then take a look, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, February 24th. This right here was paying out the 15%. That was $635. Let's look at the number, 0.50888, a bunch of 8s. So 0.50 with a bunch of 8s. Let's take a quick look if that's accurate. And let's see, here we go, 0.50 with a bunch of 8s right there, ladies and gentlemen. There it is, 0.50 with a bunch of 8s. That was equivalent to, when we look at dollars, 0.5088, there they are right there. When we look at dollars, that's $635.16. The next day, $944. The next day, $447, $859 in value, then $1,000, and then we took some payouts between us as partnerships. We took like 500 each out, and then here, and you can see the value. They were 500. Now the value in the money has already increased. But look here. Now since we took it out, here it started to climb again, and these numbers started to come out again. And you can see 677, 800. Now look, this was that huge amount. This was, I believe, 3.819 with a bunch of 8s and 6s at the end. And if you look back here, if we go right back to the same spot, we'll see the same thing again here. 3.819888866. That is the exact same amount that you see with this transaction. And how much is that? $4,767 in one single day. Obviously, after that, we took some more money out and we paid ourselves, so we only have $239. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's such an easy program. We appreciate you guys, getting here and being on this webinar or seeing this for the very first time. Thank you for taking the opportunity and just getting a chance to know about Bitcoin. So get back with the person that invited you to this program and this webinar and let them know whether you're involved or whether you're not. If you want to learn about it, go look it up. Google Bitcoin. Learn the history of Bitcoin. Thank you so much.